It's time to say goodbye to this piece of shit!
Sonic, meet Knuckles.
You will be mine.
Come and get me! Let's turn up the heat.
Return to sender.
I'm all powerful! This is how I roll.
Oh, great, the Winter Soldier.
Welcome to Brick Wall Cinema. I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio.
And today we're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, this is going to be a short review, I believe.
Like the last one.
Yeah, like the last one. By the last one, we mean the last Sonic episode, because we don't know last time you guys watched this episode. Anyway, let's go over our first impressions. Sergio, you go first. How did you feel when you first saw this movie?
When I first saw it, I was pleasantly surprised. I expected this one to be the same thing as the first one, which we kind of complained was it seemed to be targeted towards kids. This one felt more for the fans.
In a good way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now for me, my first impression watching it, I really liked this one a lot more than the first one.
Yeah.
Because mainly also different atmosphere when I first saw it. I think I might just had a really bad day when I saw the first movie. And seeing this one, I took my time, got to the theater. I didn't even care there was kids around me talking. It was just that good. You know a movie is good when people around you don't bother you at all.
Oh yeah.
Should we go into our favorite scenes?
Yeah.
You go ahead, man.
Let's see. The one I remember the most. Oh, when Eggman suddenly comes up from when Sonic and Tails are running away, and he comes up on a lawnmower.
Oh yeah. He just comes up to Knuckles like, "Wow, what happened here?"
Oh, and another one was when the wedding was crashed, and then she asked, "Who else is a government agent?" The priest, and the priest opens up the Bible.
So is everyone here an agent? Are you an agent? Son of a... Is JoJo an agent?
Rachel.
What?
Okay, yeah. You know what's weird? My favorite scene in this movie didn't involve Sonic or Tails or Robotnik. It involved the wedding, like the whole scene at the wedding. That's weird, right?
I guess it is weird, but you gotta admit they did go all out with the humor in this one. They really tried their. It looks like they really tried to really knock it out of the park in this movie. Whereas in the other one, they tried to like make very kid flavored humor, like fart jokes, runs related to pop culture, that kind of stuff. They do that too. They do that here too, but it feels more mature. Like they actually tried to do it towards a more mature audience.
Well, yeah, because we already know these characters and what happened in the first movie. So, like, I think that might be a big reason why I like this one more, because they're not explaining things. They are just expanding on things. Like in the first movie, we noticed that what was Donut Lord's wife's sister's name? I know the actress that plays her, Natasha Rothwell, but I don't remember her name in the movie. But her story in the movie is my favorite part, because in the first movie, she was all, I don't know why she hated Tom so much, but in this one, she's getting married. They're going to Hawaii. The fiance comes over to him saying,
"Hey, I got a lot of nerve coming up in here after what you did to my fiance." Oh my God, look at your face. Tommy, breathe, baby. Breathe. I was kidding. Hey, man, I was totally kidding. Listen, I don't know if you're aware. Rachel does not care for you at all.
Oh, I'm aware.
and so I'm like, this is weirdly funny. Like, I don't expect to see this in a Sonic movie, and maybe that's why I liked it a lot more, because for a good 10 minutes or so, there is no Sonic or Tails or anything related to Sonic in this movie, and we're focusing on this woman that just found out that her fiance is this organization called Gun, and everyone at this wedding is fake.
Yeah.
Like, who thought this was a good idea in the Sonic 2 movie? Like, who thought, yes, we need this?
I found it funny when she even accused like her own daughter of being a government agent.
Yeah. Because it came out of nowhere too. That's the funny thing. It was like, wait, so this is all a big setup, a big con, just to hope that they run into Sonic again?
Actually, that makes more sense to me, because at the beginning of the movie, I was questioning, Sonic has been there for a good long time, and he has not been doing anything to hide his existence. I mean, he's going out and trying to play superhero, And I'm like, the government hasn't taken notice or even tried to make an attempt to capture him. And then when this came up, they made this whole stage wedding to try and capture him. I'm like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, I mean, they did say we'll be in touch into the first movie, but that could have meant anything. It's like saying to your friend that you don't want to see ever again, well, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, it's like that. And
yeah, but
what happened?
Oh, I was gonna say, considering who the actor is for the groom, I was kind of I was expecting him because I remember him mostly from his role in Criminal Minds and SWAT.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was why he's in this movie, because those two are CBS shows, and CBS is owned by Paramount, and Paramount released these two movies. Probably, I'm thinking just synergy here.
Yeah.
Let's go to favorite quotes. Do you have any?
Well, the classic one from the trailer is, "Do I look like I need your power?"
Yeah, I think that's the only one for me. I don't have any notes for any quotes for this movie, honestly. It was just really good. I'm having trouble talking about these movies because it's just, they're here. Why do we choose to review this movie? I thought that I could talk more about this, or you could expand more on it, because you're more of a Sonic fan than I am.
True, but I'm kind of expecting you to ask me questions that you don't understand.
Oh, I understand everything. That's the thing.
I'm just like, do you know about the history of Gun?
There's history on Gun?
Oh yeah, it's an actual organization inside the Sonic franchise. It's a real thing.
Was it in Sonic 06?
Sonic 06?
Yeah. Or Shadow the Hedgehog?
Shadow the Hedgehog? Yes, Shadow the Hedgehog. Gun is part of Shadow the Hedgehog's whole backstory.
I knew it.
Yes, Gun is the original organization that got funding for Dr. Robotnik's grandfather, who was the creator of the Ark and Shadow, and which is why his niece, I think his granddaughter Maria, was on the Ark in the first place. But when they did a raid to find out that the grandfather Robotnik was doing illegal activities or just something under the radar they weren't okay with, they went on a raid through it. And when Maria tried to set Shadow free onto Earth by making him an escape pod, she got shot by one of the soldiers.
Oh, is that going to be in the new movie?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Because it's rated PG. They're gonna shoot a kid in a PG kids movie?
They're probably not gonna show it in screen, but that's all part of Shadow's backstory. That's the whole reason why he hates humanity.
Oh, I want to see that, but not in a dark way, but more like I just want to know if they have the balls to do this in a Sonic 3 movie.
Yeah, that's why everyone was so excited about Sonic 3, because it's being based off Sonic Adventure 2, which is when they introduced Shadow the Hedgehog and then experienced his entire backstory. And this one, on that topic, it actually got me interested in this movie because this movie reminds me a lot of Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, because they take a lot of inspiration from that game into this movie. Yeah,
even the poster, I believe it was referencing either Sonic 3 or 2. I forgot. I remember it was one of the game posters. Yeah, let's go to our notes. Do you have any notes for this movie, Sergio?
I want to ask, what happened to Knuckles' tribe?
They all died.
Yeah, they died by what? I mean, last time we saw they were fighting Longclaw, and Longclaw, I was like, is Longclaw really that skilled to have taken down the entire tribe when they died, or what? Because technically Knuckles is stronger than most people in his tribe would have been at his age, but it's still daunting to me, like the entire tribe, no one else is alive. I mean, I get that's part of Knuckles' backstory, that he's the last of his kind, but even in this movie, it's like, it confuses me, because originally in the whole reason why Knuckles is alone is because his tribe tried to take the power of the Master Emerald, and that caused chaos from one of the other Sonic games. Chaos is like this big liquid monster that basically wipes out the entire Echidna tribe.
I thought Chaos was the name of the Chaos Emeralds.
No. Chaos is the being inside the Chaos Emeralds that takes form whenever the Chaos Emeralds are under siege and there's no one else to protect it.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot
which my head.
Yeah, it was in one of the Sonic games, but I forgot which one it was.
What do you think about Tails in the movie?
I like Tails. I really like how I was kind of scared at first because I thought he was going to be an annoying character that that people have in the second movies to add like more to like relate to kids or something. But they actually make him really faithful to his original game interpretation, and they even got the original voice actor from the games to come and do the voice for Tails.
Yeah, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, I believe is called. I believe her name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, that was weird. I'm happy they did that. I'm happy that they did that because everyone else is like big stars. So having like the voice actor from the original come back in is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And one thing I didn't know about, I read some trivia about this, and I don't know, this might make you really happy, Sergio, but most of the trivia is just positive things about being on the movie. Like, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, O'Shaughnessy. You know what? I don't want to butcher her name. I'm gonna look up how to say it right.
I just keep thinking of that Key and Peele skit where he keeps mispronouncing the kids' names. O'Shaughnessy's office. You mean I just trying to get the fuck out of here.
Let me see how to pronounce. Let me see.
O'Shaughnessy.
O'Shaughnessy. Okay. Colleen O'Shaughnessy is the only voice cast member from the Sonic movies to come back and reprise the role from the film. And she was just so happy to be on set. And another one was Jim Carrey. When she met Jim Carrey, she nearly cried and introduced herself because she assumed he didn't know who she was. And said, "Hi, I'm Colleen. I play Tails." He grabbed both of her hands and said, and bent over and went, "I know." And he had the sweetest smile on his face and it was like, "I'm gonna cry." She knew something. She knew he said something after that, and she knew she said something after that, but she had no idea what she said after that point. She was just so happy.
She got so excited she got blacked out, basically.
Yeah.
It's like what fangirls do when they saw Justin Bieber like back in the day. They just blacked out and started crying and screaming.
And Jim Carrey said he enjoyed playing Robotnik once he got really evil. Even with him doing the synthesizer voice later in the movie when he's leveled up. Like, he just had so much fun doing that whole scene.
I'm upgrading! Sinister 3.0. My game is next level.
And Idris Elba saying he's a huge video game fan and thought it was mind-boggling that he got to play Knuckles. And he was just so happy he could bring his dad to the theater to show him play Knuckles.
Mm.
I'm like, wow, no wonder Jim Carrey won't stop retiring just to be in Robotnik. Like, everyone seems like they're having so much fun on set here. I want to be in a Sonic movie. Sega, put me in. I could be one of the extras. I'll be the one guy that's like, man, that blue blur is going really fast, or something.
You mean like that? You mean like how that kid in Turbo movie where he's like, man, that snail's fast.
Yes, I could be that snail's fast guy. Let me be him. Come on, we need him. We need me. I said
also,
him as a me.
I want to mention, I remember saying back in the first movie how I wasn't quite on board with a different voice actor for Sonic because I got so used to hearing Sonic in a different kind of way. Whenever I saw any incarnation of Sonic, it was always the same kind of endearing character. So to see him kind of this new character incarnation, it felt like a 180 to me. But in this one, he acts more like the Sonic from the games, and that was really interesting to watch.
Let me guess. The moment that it changed, that made you convinced he was more like the game, was the beginning scene with him trying to save the day, be a superhero.
No.
Oh.
That was when he found the Master Emerald, and he immediately tried to take on the responsibility of going to do it himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Sonic from the games is much more mature in this one, even when he is younger. He's more cocky, arrogant, and addicted to try and do something. And it was fun to see him. Like, I did like the scene where he's in the house and he's just basically just partying the entire time.
Yeah, because he can do whatever he wants. He can go fast. He can kill someone and be back in another state before anyone figures it out it was him.
Okay, yeah.
Body will still be warm.
True, but...
Why did I go there as my first example?
I don't know what's wrong with you. But the thing is, the Sonic I know from my childhood when I watched the shows, the games, he does not like being in one spot. If he's left home alone, he's not gonna be in the house when he comes back. He's gonna be running around the entire town just because he's bored.
Do you have any other notes for the movie, man? Like anything you caught that you liked or didn't like?
I noticed something. Does Sonic look bigger in this one? Like his model, does it look bigger?
I don't think so. I think he just got older.
Like, because that brings up another question I had when I was watching the movie. Like, how much time passed between this movie and the first movie?
2 years, I believe.
2 years?
Well, that's the time the movies came out. That's why.
I guess, but I just wanted to make sure like the time frame for the move inside the movie, because if it was 2 years like how these things came out, then that would bring up the question like, why hasn't the government tried to do this before? Or
They
like,
did.
what has Sonic? No, before, like after this movie ended, the first movie ended. They said they're gonna keep in touch, and then 2 years later they haven't heard a peep from them, and now all of a sudden there's this big
Because of the
cover-up
Long
where
Kong. That's why. Remember, it was the fiance. That was their way of getting into it.
All right.
That's their explanation. See, I honestly, I'm glad I caught that. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, did you notice that the robots that came out when he was doing the suit up actually are the same the ones from the game?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sergio, I had to play game footage. I had to play the game for the game footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Sonic Mania on the PS5.
Awesome.
We're not sponsored by Sega in any way. Just want to clarify that.
I didn't know that Sega was part of Sony.
I didn't say Sony.
No, PlayStation's owned by Sony.
Yeah, but they have the game on. They have multiple games for different companies on there.
Well, yeah, but then why'd you say Sega?
Well, Sega made the game. If I said, hey, oh my god, I love playing Spider-Man 2 on my PlayStation 5 Pro.
That sounds like you're advertising for Sony or the PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm not though.
Yeah, but it sounded like that too when you said you were playing Sonic Mania on your PS5.
Because I honestly was playing Sonic Mania on my PS5.
That sounds like product placement.
It's not product placement though, which is another way to segue into our next note. How there is not that much product placement in this movie. There really isn't that much product placement in this movie. I'm kind of happy about that.
Yeah. Any other product placement then is that even the slightest amount of product placement, it's just like basically them just either being shown or just referencing the first movie.
Or just Sonic grabbing some Oreo thins from the store. But besides that, it's mainly it. Yeah. What else? Do you have any other notes?
I don't think anything else. But did you notice like a bunch of like pop culture references they do in these movies?
It doesn't bother me, really, besides the flossing. Because Sonic was always of the times. Like when it came out,
what do you mean?
Because Sonic came out in the 90s. And during that era, he was supposed to be the cool character. He's not like Mario, where Mario's not cool. Sonic was. He's like hip, like for the kids. Mario's just a grown man that goes into tubes and kills Goombas. It's not really that cool.
The Sonic had personality.
Yeah. And he was like, what's up? I'm Sonic. And I got these cool shoes and I run really fast. I ain't got time for shit. So he's always like trying to be like, in your face attitude, cool, cause 90s, we're hip, we're with the kids. I got my skateboard with me, we're gonna skate all down this hill, we're gonna grind, I got my cool slider shoes on, and we're gonna go prank the teacher and make fun of our parents, cause parents just don't understand us.
You went on a long tangent about that.
It's not that long, and also that's pretty accurate. Bart Simpson is really popular for a reason, Sergio.
It sounds like you're saying you're talking about more about Bart Simpson than Sonic.
I'm talking about both, cause they're like hand in hand.
Not really.
In a way. They came out around the same time period where they both are like the in your face cool dudes that go really fast by riding either skateboards or running really fast and mainly targeted towards kids. Even though Sonic
tried true, but Sonic isn't obnoxious like Bart.
Not to the audience. But he does get on Robotnik's nerves.
Well, because he's a terrible dude.
Yeah. Sonic, yeah, I'll tell you this, Sonic is more well intended than Bart. I can say that, but they're all different wavelengths, but sort of the same idea when it comes to in the zeitgeist, if you know what I mean. Anyway, let's go to our ratings. I'll give this movie 4 stars. I really did like this movie, and I don't know what the only thing that's holding me back from giving it a 5 is like or a 4.5 is I don't know. It's here. It's not really that much I can talk about with it, but not every movie that's 5 or 4 or 5 stars is something worth talking about. But then again, I'm not a big Sonic fan, but I also really like this movie. Doesn't make me want to play the games, but I'll watch this movie again. It's a weird in-between. Does it make any sense, Sergio?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you? What's your rating?
I was planning to also give it a 4 out of 5.
Really? Why?
Well, I did like a bunch of stuff in here, but I felt like it didn't focus, and I feel like there's not enough that actually makes it feel like a Sonic franchise kind of movie. Like the first one, it didn't really feel much like a Sonic movie because like, well, I'm not used to this kind of incarnation of Sonic, and this new adaptation to his character. because it is a 180 from his original character that I've come to that I grew up with. In this one, it does act a little bit more like it, but I feel like it focused a little bit too much on the human characters besides Robotnik.
Okay. And you didn't like that part?
No, like the whole sequence where they're where Tom's wife is trying to get into the government's facility and trying to help Sonic, like that one, and the whole wedding thing. It just some of it just felt unnecessary to me in some parts.
Oh, yeah, it all felt unnecessary, but I kind of liked how unnecessary it was because it honestly I thought it was kind of funny by itself because it felt like someone took the channel to BET out of nowhere and then put it back to like, oh man, we gotta go back to Nickelodeon. Sorry.
Yeah, it reminds me of that too. It is good for what it is, but I don't know. It's just that it wasn't it was pleasantly surprising, but it wasn't like shocking to me. Like it didn't blow me away. This one like exceeded my expectations, but it didn't blow them out of the water.
All right,
that's kind of what I'm hoping for Sonic 3.
People are always hyping it up, but I am really excited for it. But I don't want to get my hopes up either, because it's still Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So if I get mad at Sonic the Hedgehog 3, what the hell am I doing with my life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's an in between. Like, I can't get that mad at a kid's movie for not doing what I expected to. But if it's good, I can't really. The people who are gonna watch it are the people I'm gonna recommend it to. Because imagine I'm recommending to your parents, yo, mom, you gotta watch Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Now I know that means you gotta watch Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, but it is worth it.
It's like the Mission Impossible movies. They get better after each one.
Yeah, but Mission Impossible is easier to recommend to a general audience. But Sonic the Hedgehog, they can say this kid movie. What the hell you got me watching, Chance? Even though me, you, Sergio, and the gamers out there and the fans of the movie and the kids, we'll go see it easily. But it's harder to get the wider audience. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I mean, even Idris Elba said that he was a video game fan, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying like, but I mean by that is like our friends and family. The friends and family we would recommend this movie to are already gonna watch it. More than likely, am I wrong?
I think so. I'm not sure.
You think I'm wrong?
I'm not sure.
Okay, it's like how it's like how I tried recommending to my mom and dad. Hey, Dad, you need to watch Teen Titans Go to the Movies. It is hilarious. And they're like, Chance, what the hell you got me watching? This is stupid.
But yeah, that's the whole point, because the whole franchise of Teen Titans Go is to be stupid.
Yeah, but there's humor that they're missing from it when we don't. Or I don't know. I'm gonna get this covered. This. All right, I think we could call it an episode, Sergio.
All right.
I'm Chance.
I'm Sergio.
And have a cinematic day. Hey everyone, thanks for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.